All righty, welcome everyone. Appreciate the time today. I think we're still waiting for a few more folks to be joining. So let's give everyone a brief moment or two. But yeah, glad you're all able to join us today. Yeah, we'll give everyone a few more moments, then we'll get started over here. All right. Well, thank you everybody again for joining us today. Welcome. Very excited for this chat today and webinar session. It's one of the first that we're kicking off here at Matia. So yeah, thanks for joining the Optimizing Data Pipelines from ETL to Activation with PayIT. My name is Ricky Kim. I am part of the customer team here at Matia, and it's a great privilege to work with amazing leading data teams. And I'll let Mitchell introduce himself in a moment here, but wanted to talk about our philosophy here at Matia real briefly. So Matia is the unified DataOps platform where we bring together ingestion, reverse ETL, data observability, and catalog natively within one unified single source of truth platform to truly enable teams to move quicker, iterate quicker, and honestly make teams' lives a lot easier. And yeah, I think PayIT is definitely a testament to this. And they've been using Matia for a little over a month now and seeing some incredible results already. So wanted to invite the man behind it all here today to chat about it.
Yeah, so hi everybody. I'm Mitchell Cooper. I'm a senior data engineer over at PayIT. I've spent about a decade in data, and almost four of which have been here at PayIT. So PayIT is a payment platform. So we partner with governments, whether that's city, municipal, state, county, pretty much everything but federal to help modernize payment systems. So Ricky, if you were to go to the DMV and you need to renew your driver's license, and your county or city was one of our clients, you would pay through our system. So we are just going to jump right in here. And we want to take a look, see what our data stack looks like today. So right now with PayIT, we are using kind of a two system setup. So we have all of our internal platform data coming in through Meltano. It's all NoSQL. We've got a lot of very complex data, and we've got all of those complex pipelines set up through there. Where Matia is helping us is with all of our third-party vendor connectors, as well as one of our recent acquisitions. We have PayIT Outdoors now. It was S3 previously, so outdoors permits and things. So that's helping to bring over our SQL Server data. So we did this for a number of reasons. We were previously on Fivetran. We weren't super happy with them. We wanted to have a little bit more modernization after we acquired S3, after we moved on to Snowflake. We wanted to have better CDC capabilities. And we weren't having some of our Salesforce formulas working, and really Matia has just kind of opened up a lot of opportunities for us here. So right now we are super data driven here. We are using Pendo, Salesforce to help enrich some of our sales data. And so previously, everything was set up using stored procedures. And, I don't know if anybody has worked on stored procedures, but having those types of pipelines can be a little brittle, hard to maintain. We wanted to get some of our time back so that we can, put our efforts into other parts of our platform to help make, the lives of our users a little bit better. And so Matia has helped to step in and, help with that in quite a number of ways. So with that, I can kind of walk through how some of these pipelines work. Give me 1 second here. All right, so we are looking at the Matia kind of dashboard. This is the home screen. Get a nice quick overview once you jump in here. And so today, I'm going to walk through kind of setting up a couple of different things. So getting Salesforce integration set up between Salesforce and Snowflake, both to pull in data and then to reverse ETL that data back into Salesforce. So what we would do here is come down, click onto integrations, and that's going to take us over to this next window. In this integration screen, this will show you all of the integrations that you have currently configured. So all of it's enabled. You get a pretty nice overview. It's really nice for me to be able to see just the health for all of my integrations right off the bat. But to add a new integration, you click on this button right up here. It's pretty simple. So that's going to take us to this next screen. Well, there's a screen here. You would want to come in, search for Salesforce. Pull that up. So we're going to be setting up a production environment. So we would have this Salesforce prod, whatever description you want to add. One thing that I really enjoy is the ability to tag things. So being able to set a tag on your connection makes it super easy to see what all integrations you have associated with your production environment. And honestly, the documentation here on the right side has been very helpful for me as a new user. So walking through to get everything set up, this made it super easy for me. So once you have that configured, you just go click on connect, and then that's going to take us to the next screen, which is going to be your destination. So we are going to send that Salesforce data into Snowflake. So we'll want to click on Snowflake here. And actually, jumping ahead of myself, we want to set up a new Snowflake connection. So this is how we would configure a new Snowflake destination. And so again, we've got this nice little handy guide on the right-hand side, and they've got everything just kind of laid out really simple for us. So if we come in here, we'll type this in. You can whitelist your IPs. We're just going to go ahead and skip that for now, but you can see here that there are steps if you wanted to write out those SQL queries. We'll just walk through some of these keys. This is the database that we want to use. We'll do the same thing for reverse ETL. So we'll set up a test key here. We're going to be using the Matia database. And then we have the observability and cataloging, kind of same thing, right? Let's see. All right, and so you can see as we're walking through here, each one of those creates a SQL statement. So you just have this super handy script that you can drop into Snowflake and run and get everything set up. That way you don't have to worry about privileges or any new assets that you might need. So we can go ahead and acknowledge that. And then we'll give it a name. So this is just Snowflake Sapphire, right? And then whatever description you want, you would do the test connection and then just configure. And so that's going to take you here to the next screen. So you can figure out how you want to do your triggers. So if you wanted to do it ad hoc, an interval or a cron schedule. So we do ours on an interval. You can do it any number of times. We'll say 12 hours today. We'll start it right now. So you can sync schema options. There's a couple of different options here. So we want to just enable everything. Destination schema will keep a Salesforce. And then post-run actions. you can actually set up to trigger DBT, and we can jump into that in a little bit. But so we can save this integration, and we've already done that here. So we do have one pre-configured. And so here you can see the integration after it's been completed. So you see that it's been running for a number of days here. You can see the different streams, the records that it's sent through, how long it takes, a lot of really good metadata. But really the meat and potatoes here is the schema, right? So you want to make sure that you can select all of the streams that you want. And it does that super easy. So we have everything broken down into the streams. You can select the different fields that you want. So if there's particular columns of interest, you can turn them on, turn them off. You can use 2 different sync modes. And what's really nice that I've found in getting new things set up is you can do this kind of select all. And you can either turn them on, turn them off, change them entirely all at once. This is incredibly handy, especially in some of our SQL Server things where we have literally hundreds of tables. This has really saved me a lot of time. And then you would come in here, you can see the settings that we just configured. And then, so we have those post-run actions. So this trigger DBT, which I'll jump into, and then these notifications, which have been really handy as well. So you can set up Slack notifications to go to a Slack channel, helps with some of that observability. You can set up automation on those if you want. Got your change log that captures, and then any of the schema changes that you've done. So ton of information, ton of configurability, really easy to use. But what we want to look at now is this DBT trigger. This is super handy. We are not currently using this portion of Matia at PayIT, but if we do get to, if we do move on to DBT Cloud, I definitely want to make full use of this. So you can see here, this is the data set that we have in Snowflake where the data has come in. And here you can see downstream. So this is going to be the reverse ETL back to Salesforce. But what's really nice is you can come in here. Don't know why that's all crazy looking. So you can see the upstream lineage. So you have all of the tables. You can click on these and expand them so you can see all of the columns. And what's really helpful is being able to see the actual column level lineage. So you can click on any of those columns that are being moved through each of those steps, and it'll show you that connection there. So being able to expand on all of these tables, all of the columns, seeing that lineage really from beginning to end is a pretty awesome feature. You know, having all of that in one tool, being able to set that up as part of the integration, and then you know everything else all in one is super easy, super convenient for me. Let's see. So the other piece of that here is you can come in and look at the models as part of the DBT project. So you've got all the columns here. You can set up those descriptions, but really the important thing is the dependency. So you can see the relationships. So these are the upstream models, and then if there were some downstream models that were referenced, you would see those here. You could be able to click on those, and then you can see the the queries. So this is the model that you have set up. You can have it compile. So that's super handy to have this here. Not having to go to an external document site to see that is, I can see a lot of benefit there. And then again, you can have those tags, which would be helpful. If there's somebody that's an owner, being able to pull up what they are in charge of and know who to contact if there's an issue is incredibly helpful. So what we want to do now is configure the integration for the reverse ETL, which is incredibly simple. So we would select the source. So we already have our source here. So we would come down, select the Snowflake configuration, or excuse me, Snowflake source that we have set up. And then we have for our destination this, the Salesforce destination that we had set up earlier. Again, you can select the different types of triggers. You can give it a name, and then we have a query here that we can use for a model. Let me copy that in. So you can preview that model. And then you can come down here. You can select what the destination object is, and now you're going to get your configurations for your mappings and the sync mode. So you have a couple different options to do syncing, and then the ability to map to any fields that you want. So we have in this destination field, so then in Salesforce, we have the account ID. Then you would come in here and map it to account ID. You could do auto mapping, or you can come in and select any of these fields that you want. That would make sense. So we have account name here. This is just a sample data set. So we can, we don't necessarily have the account name there, but we'd be able to map that out. And then you would just continue adding for all of the columns that you would need. And then have this test. Oh, it's because I have this one on. So you can actually run a test here, and this will sync a single record from Snowflake up to Salesforce. And that, for me, has been really handy because, you save it, you do a connection, it connects okay, but you don't know if it's actually working. So being able to do just one test of one single record to get that quick feedback is super helpful. I know in some other tools you have to sync entire data sets, and who knows how long that can take. So just having that one single record test is an immense time saver. So you would just save that integration, and then we come in here. This is the configured integration, and you can see here we've got the sync succeeded. It looks a lot similar to the other integration we looked at. You can come in here and see the configuration options. You can make those changes as necessary. And then this is, this is a different data set, but if we were to have the other one in there, you could see everything. You can come in and make those changes, change your mappings. Again, run the test, same thing. You can get those notifications set up. So super handy, very intuitive. It's been incredibly easy for me to get all of our integrations set up as a new user. So I'm pretty pleased.
Awesome. Thanks for walking us through all of that, Mitchell. That was very, yeah. I consider you definitely a Matia pro at this point, and it's very exciting that we were able to enable you and the team, PayIT team, across multiple different use cases from end to end, from the ingestion to from Snowflake, and activating that from a reverse ETL standpoint as well. So yeah, I think alongside that, we'd love to briefly touch on impact and results at this point. If you could kind of speak on with Matia, maybe what the before and after scenario look like for you.
Yeah, so in addition to being incredibly easy to set up, we've seen some cost savings, so about 38% cost reduction for us. So while the contract pricing that we paid is the same, we are getting so many more MAR with Matia than with Fivetran, and so that's pretty awesome. I know my boss loves that. The other nice thing is that we don't have any crazy surprise price hikes. I don't know if any other Fivetran current or ex users have had instances where you come in and in the morning you've got a $4,000 spike. Don't know why, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. We've got less errors. I've gotten hardly any notifications that we have had any real issues pop up with Matia as opposed to Fivetran. And if I'm being completely honest, that 85% reduction in time spent chasing errors is indicative of how awesome Matia has been at being proactive with any issues that have arisen. So we've definitely had issues, but by the time I get in and I'm looking at Matia, they've already been resolved, or I've already got a message telling me what the issue is and that they're already working on it. And so for me, there's a lot of peace of mind knowing that I don't really have to do a lot of that work, that's already being done. And I can focus my efforts on setting up or maintaining the other pipelines that we have. So that's been amazing for me. I'm genuinely impressed at Matia's ability to have such a quick response time. Both in being proactive with those issues, or whenever I'm hounding somebody with questions because I'm a new user and who knows what I'm trying to do. Ricky or other members of the team have been incredibly quick. So I will be honest, I was a little skeptical when Matia told me that it was a sub 5-minute response time, but I can tell you it is accurate, which is truly impressive. And as a client, I really appreciate it. So Matia has definitely made my life easier as a data engineer having to maintain these pipelines.
Awesome. That's great to hear, Mitchell. I mean, that's the whole dream and vision behind Matia as well. We want to enable and supercharge one data team at a time. And yeah, so of course, from a support standpoint too, you know, I think it's a little, less than 5 minutes at this point. We've been tracking it over time, but yeah, definitely, glad to hear that, you felt enabled with the Matia team and the platform as well. Um, I know we told you we'd keep it close to 20 minutes. We kind of did, so I'm glad that we were able to make the time here. And again, we can't thank Mitchell enough here for joining us and kind of walking through his whole experience with the platform and journey for the PayIT team. And definitely been an amazing guest for us. And I know I definitely learned something from here. And yeah, so I do see a few customers that have joined this not podcast, sorry, webinar as well. So we thank you for joining. And yeah, we're all here for you. If anyone would like to embark or conduct a Matia trial, we're more than happy to get you situated. Just feel free to reach out or reach out directly to me. You can do that as well. ekim@matia.io. We can also set you up at matia.io/demo. No obligations, no strings attached. We're here to support you all. And yeah, if anyone would be interested in seeing the recording as well from today's session, we can get that over to you. But yeah, we thank you all for joining today.